Unsolved, a Nancy Drew production. Tonight's episode, Tracking Down an Innocent Man.
On July 4th, 1969, Darlene Ferrin was murdered at Blue Rock Springs Park. At the time, she was working at Terry's Coffee Shop. And also working at Terry's Coffee Shop was Peggy Hamlin. So, I know Peggy got married to Joseph Hamlin shortly before Darlene was murdered. In this episode, I was going to look at Joseph Hamlin Jr. And I don't know what I'm going to find. And I'm going to bring you along with me as we investigate this gentleman. And maybe in a future episode, I will look at one of Peggy Hamlin's other husbands, because she was married 4 or 5 times and she died young. So maybe it was one of her other exes that is the Zodiac killer. From a previous episode, I know Joseph Hamlin was from North Carolina. So I went on Ancestry.com and found this birth index. And then the value of this is it provides his date of birth. So therefore there won't be confusion with any other Joseph Hamlins. So I wanted a picture of Joseph Hamlin for my title page. So I went to classmates.com and tried to find his high school yearbook photo. And that's where I found this photo. What started me looking at Joseph K. Hamlin was this right here from Ancestry.com. And it is a city directory or a telephone book. They have a bunch of old ones that it looks through for you. But I normally go to the spot where you can look in the directories for yourself. And then this, here's the kind of thing you run into. It's Joseph K. Well, I don't know why there's a K there, because his middle name is Gaston. So now, starting new, and going back and looking at Ancestry.com and the web with Google searches and Bing searches, I want to know when he started in the military, when he started down in San Diego. Was he there when those murders took place? And also, I want to find proof that he was in Vallejo. I know Peggy was in Vallejo, and so I would assume he was in Vallejo, but I have no proof that he was there. So that's what I'm going to do in a moment. Also, from a previous episode, I know that he divorced Peggy on November 12th, 1969, in North Carolina. And I believe both of them lived in North Carolina at the time. So I'm also interested to find out when Peggy moved to North Carolina. But I know she was in Vallejo up until 1969 or so because of the phone book. Also, I found this marriage record that Joseph remarried in 1971. And I can tell it's the right record because it has the correct date of birth, October 9th, 1942, for Joseph. And he was in Virginia, and he seemed to be doing very well with the Navy. And then I found these records of Navy, Marine achievement medals. And he got a medal in 1979, 1981, 1984. And so this discouraged me that he could be the Zodiac killer seems pretty odd or impossible. So now I'm thinking of going back to Peggy Hamlin and seeing who her other ex-husbands were, or maybe she's the Zodiac killer. Well, this ends this episode of Unsolved, and on the next episode, it'll be next weekend, and it'll start on Friday with the Jonbenet case, and then finish on Saturday with the Zodiac killer case.